What's good? This your main correspondent, Alan Taylor, and I'm back in the broadcast room yet again, always with another one. Yes, indeed, it is another one. And listen, look here, of course, we have a situation here coming up out of Louisiana. And the thing of this is this is a situation about parenting. And it's a lot of children out there that are dealing with some of the most heinous parents that will ever exist or have ever existed on the planet and things like that. And it's a lot of children out here suffering with stupid parents, trash parents and stuff like that. It's a lot of young people out here suffering, and they grow up in they become adults in this society, and of course they have serious mental issues when they go through things, and especially dealing with your own parents or your own people that are supposed to love you. Let's just keep this real. And yeah, it poses for a huge problem. So let's go here now. Let's check this out. We have a young lady out of Louisiana that definitely got done dirty by her own kind. And it's sad to see, but here we go.
In that heartbreaking case of a Terrebonne teen that deputies say was tortured at the hands of her mother and her mother's boyfriend. Tonight, we uncovered DCFS documents that showed there was an alleged history of abuse, according to those papers. WDSU reporter Jonah Gilmore is in Terrebonne Parish with the emotional reaction from the teen's father and stepmother.
The family says it's been hard to see the child in a hospital bed, burned from the face down, but they're being strong because she's proving she's a fighter.
Seeing my child for the first time like that was like seeing, it's like seeing someone dead.
The father of a 15-year-old deciding not to show his face, but letting his words describe his pain.
Okay, but before we dive off into it, obviously we can see that this father right here, he's obviously married. Of course, you can see the wedding ring, so he's not with the mother of the child. Now, listen, look, I am going to speak upon this first. Men out here, we do tend to make mistakes. We do tend to lie down with the wrong type of women sometimes, stuff like that. We do have to take responsibility for that. I mean, we really do. But the thing of this is that this situation came to a point, I guarantee you, saying this father was probably trying to fight for his child, maybe been trying to fight for custody, anything like that, and women do make it hard to get their children, from them. And of course it's done on purpose, selfish reasons, also part of survival reasons, that innately a woman has that, thought process about holding those children, because that is her way to maintain stability as well as control over people, especially if she has a child by a man that actually wants his children and wants to be in their children's lives. That is a way of control. She can control a man by doing it. Like it just is what it is. Okay, let's keep going.
Angry. I feel like I let my child on. Like I wasn't there to protect her.
Right.
According to the Terrebonne Parish Sheriff's Office, the 15-year-old was raped, intentionally set on fire, and shot. The sheriff calls the incident torture at the hands of the child's mother, Latanya Harris, and the mother's boyfriend, Terrence Washington.
You see things and you hear things like that on TV. But when it's your child, it's not a feeling you could explain. It's not.
According to
of course it's not. You know what I'm saying? As a father in that situation, you will be outraged. You will have a lot of rage, a lot of thoughts that go through your head. Of course, a lot of insecurities too. Because like he just said, he felt like he wasn't there enough to protect his daughter, even though I guarantee he probably did try to, be in her life consistently as much as he could, as much as he was allowed. I mean, I'm just being honest here. And it does make for a difference. It makes for a strategical difference, because the thing of this is that I guarantee you this woman fought him tooth and nail to to keep him away from the child and to keep the child away from him. But as you could clearly see the outcome of the situation, she obviously had some man up in there that was a piece of shit. You know, he wasn't a stable-minded man, probably a damn son husband that she was dating. And, you know, it's very clear that by what was told just then by the reports of what they did to this child, you know, was clearly out the way. So it's like, okay.
So what the French toast is there to think about?
Yes. This is horrible. This is horrible. So she disregarded the father that actually wanted to be there to provide and nurture his child and things like that, and wanted to see his child win, to bring in a man in her home that was out the way, dumb and stupid, you know, was obviously a very dangerous individual right along with her, you know, and the outcome is the outcome right here. Let's keep going.
Louisiana's Department of Children and Family Services. The 15-year-old has severe burns to her body dating back to October of 2023. They say most recently she also sustained gunshot wounds to her chest, cheek, and face, leaving her without an eye.
If you was to see what she looked like and what she'd been through and how she went there.
The child's stepmother, Latricia Johnson, says she is a fighter, showing signs of improvement each day.
Considering all she's been through, I don't even see how she's not mad at the world.
Shout out to that stepmother right there. Shout out to that stepmother. Shout out to her. Obviously, she's a feminine lady. She actually cared about the little girl. I'm pretty sure she probably met the little girl, you know, things like that, off and on, stuff like that. If, you know, of course, if the father of the child was being kept from the child purposely, of course, the fight is harder to get the child and spend time with the child, stuff like that. These things do happen, whether we like to believe them or not, but they do. So, you know, obviously this is the woman that he's married to. It is what it is. Yeah. The reason why the stepmother probably is on camera and the father's not, the father was probably in tears and things like that. And of course, you know, as men, you know, we don't want to, we're not going to get on camera like that. That's just us. We're not going to do that. So, you know, I could kind of see what's going on with that dynamic right there. But yeah, let's keep going here.
According to DCFS, there were reports of abuse involving the child's mother in 2013 and 2014. A report from the agency says the child was placed in foster care for a short period of time. The family received in-home services once the child returned to the home. The father says another incident happened in 2017. The teen was stranded on the side of the road, and that's when he became the custodial parent. He says in 2022, the child wanted to rekindle a relationship with the mother, and he allowed her to go, something he says he now regrets.
I regret. That's why I feel like it's my fault, because I allow her to go back to try to establish a relationship back with her mom. And I'm sorry that I feel this way, but I should have been that type of, no, you don't need to be wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what the French toast is there to think about?
Yeah, that's it. Hey, sorry to say, but yeah, that's, you know, sometime we as men, and this is for the fellas out there. Sometime we as men, we definitely do need to go with our first mind, our first instincts as men. That also adds on a level of protection, a level of understanding and things like that. When we do get these instincts in us as men to go with it, because our first mind sometimes, well, most of the time, is our protective instincts. That's the reason why we have them. So now, you know, he should have went with his first instincts. Now, I'm not trying to bash dad, because at the end of the day, I get it. You know, it's always good to know, for a child to know both sides of the family, to know where they come from and things like that. That makes a child whole, so they can make the decision of whether or not they want to take on the traits of either side of the family, which side of the family traits that they want to take on, whether it be the mother's side of the family or the father's side of the family. They need to be able to make that decision as a child to see what side of the family traits that they want to take on in order to move forward in society and be a productive citizen or a productive human, period. But yes, though, I get why he's mentally disturbed right now, because, as a father, he definitely feels like he didn't protect his daughter the way that he should have. And he said yes when he shouldn't have, when he should have said no. And, I agree with him on that too. At that point, the first instincts sometimes are the best instincts to go with. It just is what it is out there.
As the family still tries to understand the why,
We never thought that a child going with their mother would be a bad thing. And in this case, a horrible thing.
they're keeping the teen in high spirits as she works toward recovery.
She was like, Dad, I feel free. I'm finally free. And I know where that come from. She's finally able to get away from that and tell her story.
The family tells me the 15-year-old will be undergoing surgery soon. They tell me a lot of the surgeries will have to be cosmetic and insurance doesn't cover it, so they will have to come out of pocket. Reported in Napoleonville, Jonah Gilmore, WDSU News.
Okay, cosmetic meaning definitely, if the young lady was burnt like that, she probably has maybe 2nd to 3rd degree burns. And yes, that melts the skin. Yes, I'm getting very graphic to a degree. It does a lot of damage when you have high burns like that. If she has to have cosmetic surgery like that, that definitely that's it. It's 2nd to 3rd degree burns. So yeah, that's a lot for a 15-year-old to go through, especially a young lady. We already know about women's nature, things like that. Of course, about them wanting to feel pretty and other things like that, and her having to walk around society, and hopefully dad will figure out a way to help her to get the proper cosmetic surgery if they can afford this. It's kind of hard to say on that, but yes, because cosmetic surgery costs a hell of a lot of money. And it's hard out here. I really hope that the mother and the boyfriend, whoever he is, actually get locked up, put away for a substantial amount of time. These people do not need to be free. These people are horrible individuals. They are demons on demon time, and they need to be put away.
And what the French toast is there to think about?
You old fish-eyed fool.
They need to be put away and never let out. Yeah, this is it's sad, but it's the truth about some situations that some children do go through and stuff. And I wish the best for this family. I really wish the best for this young lady. Hopefully she of course, it seems like she's going to pull through out the hospital situation, but yeah, she's definitely going to be scarred for life behind this. She's going to really need some mental help and stuff like this. And in this type of situation here, when it comes down to mental health, because I know in previous videos, stuff like that, I talk about some of these chicks out here have, they're faking mental health basically. And, I do present it that way because some of these women are, but in this case right here, this young lady right here, she's going to need actual mental health help and things like that. And it's justified in her case. It's very justified in this young lady's case. I hope she gets that. I hope she gets better. I hope she comes out on top and overcomes these things right here. And I really wish her the best. Seriously. Shout out to her. Shout out to her. Yep. But it is what it is, though, man. Shout out to all my subscribers. Mad love to y'all. If you're new to the channel, please hit that like, share, subscribe button. Make sure that you ring that bell to be notified whenever I decide to post things. And like I always say,
and that, my friends, is the bottom line.
That, my friends, is the bottom line.